Daniel, and welcome to my YouTube channel. We here at the channel are continuing in our series of videos with respect to information, education, inspiration, guidance, advice. And I spoke in my last video about being bound by rabbinic rulings over time, and things are done a certain way because this is the way it has been done for thousands of years, as interpreted, as the law being interpreted by the rabbinical courts, and how the law has been brought down through the years. And sometimes you do it, even though it sounds a little odd, sometimes you do it contrary to a person's wishes. And it's in this respect that I want to give you a story that was related by Rav David Pudarsky. This was in the days when Rav Moshe Feinstein, alav shalom, was still in Russia. And there was a mulchin, a rat, a snitch, an informant, an informer. He went out of his way, this is a Jewish guy, went out of his way to endear himself to the authorities at the expense of the Jewish community and his Jewish brethren. And as a result of his close relationship with the government, people were afraid of him. They never knew who else he would sacrifice in the small Jewish community. And people shied away from him, and some people hated him. Everybody is destined to have only a certain amount of time on earth. And the snitch's time was up, and he was dying. So what does he do? He calls the Chevra Kadisha, the Jewish Burial Society, they came to visit him. He said he realized that all the hurt and the sins of his life, and he's come to realize now that he's close to death, how many people he's hurt. He had one request in his desire to expiate, to get forgiveness for the sins of his horrible life. He wants to be buried in a fashion similar to that of a donkey. In other words, with the feet on the ground, buried standing up, with his feet standing in a vertical position. His legs are in a vertical position, basically buried standing up. So the coffin, instead of lying down, the coffin is buried like this. So they were moved by his words. They were moved by the wicked man's plea, and they gave them their word that, and later actually signed a document that they would accede to his request to be buried like a donkey. Afterward, the informant died. Word got back to the Rav, Moshe Feinstein, that they were about to bury a Jewish man in a manner that is antithetical to Jewish law and Jewish tradition and Torah dictates. Rav Moshe Feinstein was vehement. You cannot permit a Jew to be buried in such a denigrating manner. He didn't care if that was his dying wish. Didn't matter. Jewish law is Jewish law, end of story. As the minute Rav Moshe Feinstein, of those who knew the stature of Rav Moshe Feinstein when he came to America and was in New York, his word was law for great many Orthodox Jews. He was the man. And as soon as he spoke, the Chevra Kadisha accepted his decision, buried the rat in the normal manner, the proper manner. The day after the burial, the secret police, KGB, follows up immediately and demands to have the corpse exhumed. They want to see the manner in which the informant was buried. The Chevra Kadisha refused to comply. He says, we don't exhume bodies, we don't do it. The police said they couldn't care about Jewish law. They don't care if Torah was being undermined or not. Dig them up. They wanted to view the body. No one could prevent them from doing what they wanted to do. The Chevra Kadisha saw that Arguing with them was to of no avail. So they made up their mind to exhume the informer. They proceeded to dig up the grave. The secret police peered inside the grave, saw the manner in which the informant was buried, and said, "Thank you very much," and they left peacefully. It was only then that the members of the Chevra Kadisha realized what an incredible miracle had just occurred in front of him. What was the reason why the police wanted to see the burial site? Why did they want to take a look? Because the informer, the rat, the snitch, told them and his Gentile friends that the Jewish community hated him so much that they were going to they would bury him like a donkey. They would surely do this. And even as he stood at death's door, even when he was on his deathbed, this person attempted to make one last stab at the Jewish people. His self-hatred prevailed over his reason. He was willing to go to his death, to his eternal punishment, with one more sin on his record. Had he been buried according to his wishes, the entire Jewish community's lives would have been in danger. Such was his evil, and such is the importance of following Jewish law. The law isn't do this unless you feel uncomfortable with it, in which case do whatever you want. The law is the law. I've had experiences myself where I've had to deny people's requests, their heart-broken, tear-filled requests, because it was contrary to Jewish law. It is not an easy thing to do. And I am sure there are people who will go to their graves cursing me for not allowing them to do what they so desperately wanted to do. It was contrary to Jewish law. It all comes out in the end. Gamzu l'toiva. We're going to be doing more videos along these lines. Please come back. Please watch. Please learn. And until next time, I'm Daniel, and thank you too much.